Big welcome everyone. Happy Thursday, and as promised I'm going to do a live class, really live, of a spring or a summer door wreath. Is a spring, is a summer? People often say first of
Still
May.
feckin' freezing.
What?
It's still feckin' freezing.
All right. Some people say the 1st of May is summer, other people say no, it's still spring. I suppose it depends on what the world you're in. As I said, it's still pretty cold here in Ireland. Huge thanks to everybody that joined in last night for our live informal Q&A wine chats. It went great, I have to say. Well, I thought it went great. I thought it was a bit of crack. I was laughing at myself this morning when it was popping back up again.
Oh, you're sad.
I was like a happy fool sitting in front of the mirror, putting on my makeup, and it was coming on in the background, and I was laughing to myself some of the things that we said. And it wasn't a drink. We can't blame. That's just us. We're just down to earth. We're just honest, and we say what it is. Anybody that's watching, comment below. Let us know that you're watching. Let us know where you're watching in from. Let us know, is it spring or summer in your part of the world? And let us know, what is the weather like? So today I'm going to do a door wreath. As I said, it can be a spring or a summer door wreath. And everything that I'm using here today is from Deirdre's garden. So you can call it foraging, you can call it robbed, you can call it borrowed, whatever. Everything
Relocated.
Everything here is from her garden. So we have the Red Robin, and I know Mylands Garden Centre, this isn't from Mylands Garden Centre, but they were advertising.
Do you see the height of them?
They have huge big ones, and they have them for sale, and they will ship them to the UK and all parts of Ireland. So if somebody tags Mylands Garden Centre, ask for Yvonne, tell her that you were talking to Jeanette, and you never know, she might give you a discount. But isn't the flower on it absolutely beautiful? Now the flower is probably going to shed. Actually, where's my hairspray from the last time? When this is finished, I'm going to give it a dash of hairspray. It's probably in the drawer here. I'll give it a dash of hairspray, and that will stop it shedding. Yeah, we have our Voodoo. I can never pronounce it. Voodoo. Our Voodoo hairspray. Great scent off that. So I'll give that a dash of the hairspray later on. Also, we're going to use some of the choice here, and again the flower is on it. The flower will wilt. I might as well be honest, it is going to wilt. Hairspray is not going to do the flower any good, but you know what, it'll still look well. I'm going to use some variegated Pittosporum, and this is actually from my mum's garden. She's been giving out to me the last couple of weeks, oh, that Pittosporum tree needs to be trimmed, you know, that way. Rang her up today and she said, would you believe, Jeanette, I only trimmed it 2 days ago and it's all in the skip. But listen, Dad got me another little bit of it. So that's just the variegated Pittosporum. Definitely recommend getting one of them grown in your garden. This one here is the black, or the Tom Thumb Pittosporum. You can see some of it is the new growth, and that new growth will wilt, but the rest of it, the black one, will dry out. I could have trimmed it off, but I didn't bother. I have some of the Ceanothus. So people can never remember how to say or spell Ceanothus. Don't ask me to spell it. It's spelled with a C. But my mum used to always say to us, see the notice on the wall. See a notice, see a notice, see a notice. So that's how you remember it. Now, most people's is in bloom. It has this fabulous purpley blue flower on it. Deirdre's is always a late bloomer, a bit like ourselves.
I like myself.
It's a late bloomer, hers, so it's in bud at the moment. But when it does come into flower, I will do a complete Ceanothus, like flowery door wreath. And again, when you lash the hairspray on it, it lasts for ages.
And for some reason, when mine does come into flower, it's when the bees are, do you remember like the bees like in it? They just love it.
Bees,
yeah.
Absolutely full of bees. So we're all about minding the bees and conserving the bees and feeding the bees and so on. We have some fabulous lavender, fabulous scent off that. We have the seed heads off the ivy. So
no, that's not. That's the leaf.
Oh, the cordyline.
No, the fatsia. The fatsia.
Oh, it's off your fatsia.
Yeah.
All right. Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Are you definitely sure? I thought it was the seed head off the ivy.
No, it's seed head off the fatsia.
There you go. Easy now, and I'm not a horticulturist. So our seed head off the fatsia. And what else? This is the flower off the cordyline, but before it came into flower. So we just picked a few of them, and we're just going to add them in as another bit of texture. And originally yesterday when I was organising, well, Deirdre wasn't bringing the greenery until today, but when I was organising, I was going to put some silk flowers through it, and I had a selection of silk flowers. But you know what? The foliage is just so fabulous here, I'm not going to bother adding anything else to it. I'm just keeping it all foliage, textures of foliage, shapes and shades and sizes, you know, the way it'll be a bit of laugh. So what you need is a frame. Now different classes, I've used different types of frame. We have moss coming in, I think is it next week or the week after.
Yeah.
So I will be back doing moss frames with you. So we've used moss frames, we use straw frames, we use Leylandii frames, I've used pussy willow frames, I've used eucalyptus branch frames, and now I'm using just a twig frame. And I had used this twig frame before for a previous door wreath. I just recycled or composted all the old stuff off it, cut all the wires off, and it means I'm able to reuse this again. And you'll buy these frames in the likes of either Evergreen Silk Plants up in RD, County Louth. Somebody tagged them there in the comments. Or you can also buy it from O'Neill's Flowers, and they're in Carlingford, County Louth. And anybody in Dublin, you'll get it from wholesaleflowers.ie.
Sandyford.
I'm always mixing up. So wholesaleflowers.ie in Sandyford, you'll be able to buy these twig rings. They have them in different sizes, they have them in different colours, but you're not going to see it because it's going to be completely covered in. So who's watching?
Okay, we're quite busy watching. And Rachel says it's spring, summer and winter all at once up in Belfast.
Absolutely.
Sue said it's sunny here in the UK. She says she had a lovely time getting to know us last night. She really enjoyed the chat.
Thanks, Sue. And again, anybody that's watching there, go and get Sue
No,
Wales.
it's not Sue Wales, it's different Sue.
Different Sue.
Different Sue. But anyway, this.
So go and get Sue Wales' book on the foliage.
Let me see. Sinead is in the car. She says hello, travelling to Edinburgh for a flight to Venice. The weather is good at the moment.
It's a welfare wagon.
Betty says
us here working and she's off to Venice. She is.
Betty says she knows there's a few of these. I think the rings. Newmarket on Fergus. She's going to go for a walk and have a look. Tanya is watching in from New Zealand and it's winter there, so I'm sure their winter is not like our winter. And Lynn is watching in from Strabane and it's sunny up there at the moment, and it's sunny in Fermanagh as well.
So we're all over the world there joining in. And again, I know we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on
and actually
Instagram.
Anybody that is watching on TikTok, we'd love a little bit of interaction because there's a good few of you there watching, so even a few likes, a few hearts, anything like that, we'd love to see them.
Brilliant. And the other things we'd love is to share, like go and click share, get the word out there, or again tag somebody who you know who likes flowers, or share our door wreath class into another flower group that you're in.
Okay, we have TK Floral Designs. Good morning, beautiful ladies, from your biggest supporters here in New York. Now they're going to Intrigue as well, as far as I know.
Brilliant.
So looking forward to catching up with you guys.
There at the Intrigue Designs in November.
And it's dull in Cork.
Okay, what's the weather like in New York? Have you got snow? Have you got ice? Or is the weather nice? So this is really easy. What you're going to need is a roll of reel. We call it reel wire, R-E-E-L, as in an Irish dancing reel, but it's more commonly known as mossing wire. So we use this for making mossed frames, Q-press frames, pussy willow frames, and so on. But instead of using this, you could use a ball of the hand-tied twine, or even a ball of twine just out of a local shop that would do the same job. Now, personally, I find on the stronger frame, like the twig frame, I find when I'm using the twine, I'm not able to pull it as tight. I can pull it tight, but I find when I use the reel wire, it's much stronger. It's like it kind of digs into the frame. So if it was my personal choice, I'd prefer to use the wire. But again, I suppose sustainable, you're probably, if you like to use the straw, the twine, that would be fine. Now what I've done in advance to save a little bit of time is I've just wrapped a little bit of wire around the end of, I'll just undo it there, just around the end of all the little bunches. They're not all the same size. We have skinny and scrawny, we have short and fat, we have chunky with a bit of mix kind of thrown in. So like just randomly make up the bunches, don't be fussy, don't overthink it. And I haven't counted how many bunches I have here. So if anybody is interested, count the bunches as I'm making it, do it for me, and at the end, put it in the comments.
And before you start there, we've actually only 29 people watching us here on Facebook. We'd love now, guys, if you gave it a share and or tag a few people and bring them along and see if we can get a few more followers to watch us here live.
Had enough of us last night.
They probably did.
Said them two mad bitches. I wouldn't be bothered listening to them again.
They probably think we're hungover after last night.
So there I am. I've started off. The wire there is just cut around our ring there just to get it attached, and now we're ready to start. Now there's different ways that you can make this door wreath, okay? If you're limited with the amount of bunches or selections that you have, if you keep the material placed directly onto the ring like that, it will work out much smaller. It means that the door wreath will turn out the size that the ring actually is. I'd say this is about a 14-inch ring, just to kind of give you an idea. And you get away with less pieces. So if anybody is limited with the amount of foliage that you're able to relocate. But we plenty of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the foliage kind of on a 45-degree angle. So can you see the way it's going to stick out from the back of the frame? And that way I will use more material, but I'm going to make a much bigger door wreath. So keep the sides that you're working with near your stomach. Just like me star, I'm feeling like a star today. So keep that close to your stomach. Don't work over yourself. It's much easier. I'm right-handed, so I'm using the right hand to hold the wire. I'm using my left hand, because sometimes on Instagram you're looking at this kind of like mirror image. So I'm using my left hand to position the foliage on a slant, and what happens then is the wire that's in my right hand gets wrapped around that spot, but I'm pulling it nice and hard. And to see the way my fingers, like in a V, kind of catch around the real wire, so the wire is coming in between my fingers, and that way I'm able to get a nice grip on it. So then what I'm going to do is pick up a different foliage. So I'm picking up, I'm not using a particular pattern, it is going to be random. So a little bit of the rosemary, and I'm just going to place it beside the red robin. And the same idea, oops, the daisies, my wire has just come loose there, so we just trim that off.
You need another one?
I'm going to get you to find the start to that for me. Just don't want to let go of this one.
There you go.
Have you got one? Right. Brilliant, thanks. So what I'm just going to do is hold that with my thumb.
Live TV and all that.
This is it. These things happen on the night.
And our TikTokers are doing a bomb. There's lots of hearts coming in over there on TikTok. We really appreciate over 300 likes in those few minutes over on TikTok.
About the Facebookers?
And the Facebookers, the numbers are growing, but very slow now. We'd need a few more tags and a few more shares over on Facebook. And Instagram, guys, just gone very, hang on a second, just a few more questions coming in. Somebody's actually asking about the 100k in 30 days. When does it start?
Okay, so what you need to do is get yourself registered, okay? When you register, is it 25 or 30 euros?
It's 25 euro.
25 euros to register. We will put the link in the comment, or just say there that you'd like the link, okay, for the run. And they send you out, it's a walk, and they send you out your free t-shirt. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, so New York, Australia, Cork or Kerry, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. The 1st of June, we will let you know in plenty of time, okay? We will then start our 30k, or the other way around, 100k in 30 days. So we would probably be thinking about trying to do 5k at a run, you know what I mean, at a time. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to be in Lanzarote part of that, okay? So if anybody's going to be in Lanzarote the last week in June, you can join us in Porto del Carmen, and we'll walk along the strip. And listen, there's a great bar there for cocktails, 11 o'clock in the morning. It's always cocktail hour in Porto del Carmen. But otherwise, here in Dublin, when we're having our walks, we put it out there, we tell you where we're meeting. Anybody wants to come along, you're more than welcome. But the thing is, even if you're in New York, because he's not going to travel over to us, you know, or you're in Australia, you will still be able to do your walks. You can take a screenshot, photograph, a selfie of yourself, and then you're able to register. Or you'll be able to register your walking. So on the site, on the Marie Keating site, when you register, and there's a drop
No, it's on the
box.
100k site, so 100k in 30 days.
Explain it.
So on the 100k in 30 days, if you look for the league Kay's Flower School or Kay's Pink Army and join our league, and then we can keep an account. So every time you go for a walk, you register. I've done 3k, I've done 5k, I've done 10k, and we sort of have we'll have a bit of a competition going against obviously all the other Pink Armies. This is for breast cancer, and it's for the Marie Keating Foundation, but obviously the Marie Keating Foundation covers all cancers and are an absolutely fantastic charity who support men and women going through all different types of cancers, both emotionally and financially. As most of you know, I did have breast cancer, and they asked me would I be an ambassador and try and build an army of my own. So that's really what I'm looking for you to do.
Kay's Pink Army.
Kay's Pink Army over on the 100k in 30 days page. Celine is on, so she might put the link up, and I see somebody else put up a link there as well for me. So if you are watching, put up the link. If not, it's in the bio, 100k in 30 days in the bio. Go and have a look there. And
also on our blog page.
And it's on our blog page as well. So all the information, and actually my breast cancer journey is there. So if you're looking to have a tissue, because it's not the most happiest journey, but obviously it's happy at the end because I'm grand and I'm wonderful and I'm great. But yes, if you wanted to have a look at that, go over to the blog page on the website. But we really would love to beat all the others.
Yeah, like somebody was asking us last night, are we competitive? No, but when it comes to things like this, we are competitive.
Yeah.
We don't have to be competitive where the flowers are concerned, because as we said last night, we know we're great. You know that way. But with the pink run, or not the pink run, I keep calling it the pink run because we normally do the pink run every year. For the 100k, the Pink's Army, we definitely, Kay's Pink Army is going to win. So, and we're probably only going to be the only Pink Army that have people all over the world.
All over, yeah,
because everyone else is just going to have Irish people, you know that way. But we're going to have, ours is going to be international, multi-denominational.
Yeah.
What else?
And we actually have we've somebody in a wheelchair who's going to do it. We have people with kids that are going to be pushing their kids doing it. You can obviously walk, you can run, you can swim, you can do anything you want. It's all about getting out there and getting exercise. I see Catherine, thanks a million. Catherine has put up the link. Eleanor has tagged 100k in 30 days. Thanks a million. I really appreciate that. So yeah, so
the Marie Keaton Foundation
and the Marie Keaton Foundation.
But I better get back to our door wreath and let them know.
Yes,
back. We're going to win the race, but listen, we better. What about the door wreath? So just to give you an idea, this is how it's coming together. The scent of this is fabulous, okay, and especially the rosemary, like it's really, really strong. So what you're doing is you're going along, and as I said, I'm randomly taking up bunches, kind of like mixing them as I go along, right? I'm placing the bunch on a slant, you know, that I'm sticking out on that 45-degree angle, and that's what will make my door wreath a little bit bigger, just to show you from the back there. Do you see how much is coming out from the back or the outside of the ring? So by placing the stuff on an angle, that's what you can do. But then what happens is when you're placing the stuff on an angle, wait till I get another bunch in and I'll be able to show you kind of what I mean, is on the inside of the ring, you get a little bit of a gap, kind of in here. I'm going to add in one more
just
bunch.
hold that up again just to show, to show the gap.
So the gap is kind of in this area here, but you'll notice them more when I add one more bunch, okay? And then I'll hold it up and I'll show you the gap even more, right? So I'm just adding in a bunch of the choicey there, go around it 2 or 3 times. Now when I hold this up, can you see on the inside there, that gap? You get that when you place the material on the 45-degree angle. So what I'm then going to do is I'm mixing it. So there I added pittosporum, there I added the seed head, which isn't off the ivy, it's off the fatsia. There I added in a bit of the rosemary, and this time I might add in a bunch of the black pittosporum. But I'm kind of adding it to the inside of the ring, so it's helping to cover the mechanics. And again, you just catch that one in with the real wire at the same time.
And I think that shows the real professionalism is by covering your mechanics, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about covering the mechanics. Like, first of all, we don't want the nosy Nellies knowing how we made it. It's different news, because you're our friends, okay? So we don't mind letting you know how we made it, but normally you don't want the public to know, and like none of the public is watching.
No,
here.
we've no public
so
watching here. Well, we definitely don't over on Facebook because there's only 40 people watching us.
Jamie Mac, what's wrong with all the Facebook? Oh, do you know, I'd say they all went on the drink last night.
I think they did. I
was laughing. One of our students, I think her name was Michelle, and I'm always mixing up is it Michelle English or Michelle from the UK, but anyway,
right.
It's one of them anyway. Or was it Janet? I'm mixing her up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was one of the students. She messaged me this morning and she said that she got a little bit confused when we said we were going live. She thought it was going to be a Zoom class. So poor girl went off and had her shower, and she got her makeup on and she got herself dressed up and all the rest, ready for the Zoom, and then realised actually no, it was only our 2 faces that were being shown. We were laughing. She said like she had a great laugh, and her husband was taking the piss out of her, you know, that way, because she had picked it up wrong. But I'd say the rest of you probably went on the drink, you know, that way after it, and that's what's wrong. None of them are awake.
They're all fast asleep. Well, anyway, if you're watching on the replay, please do share it. Please do comment. Just even comment and let us know that you're watching on the replay and where you're watching in from. We got really good news this morning.
What was that?
Our module 1 in 31st.
Yeah, module 1, we're actually getting funding for it. And it was gas. We had a good few people come on this morning to book. Even though we didn't really mention it last night. We didn't do last night as a kind of a sales course. But anybody that's living in Ireland, okay, and you're employed, you will be entitled to get the Skillnet. You know, I forgot to add in the...
All right.
After getting them. The idea was I was just going to add these in randomly as I went along. But if you're living in Ireland and you're employed, self-employed, part-time employed, any way working at all, and I always think, sure, every woman works, whether she's legally employed or whatever, you're all working. But you will be entitled to the Skillnet funding. Think of it as a discount. You get €200 off the price of the course. The course is exactly the same. You still get all of the flowers, all of the materials, the one-to-one WhatsApp, the bloom room, the pre-recorded tutorials. Everything is exactly the same, just you save yourself €200. And in this day and age, I tell you, €200 is a great saving. So if you're interested in that, the handiest thing to do is drop us an email, info@caseflowerschool.com, because it's a special link that you have to use to book your course through that link so that you get that discount. But it's now again, it's limited, that way. There's a limited number of places.
I think he gave us 10.
10. First come, first served, okay? And again, if you booked your course through a Skillnet before, chances are this is a different Skillnet, because every county in Ireland has a Skillnet, what would you call them, society, group, community,
network.
Yeah. So you have to actually book through the right one. The right one. So drop us an email and I'll be able to...
And Noreen has put the email in the comments. Thank you, Noreen. And Celine has put up the link to the Skillnet. Hi, Arena from Lisbon here. She moved on to TikTok because she says there's a better view over on TikTok.
Brilliant.
So there you go. And we had somebody else watching in from Greece over on TikTok as well. I can't remember what their name was, but we'll say hello.
On the inside there, kind of the last one filling in. And when you're kind of attaching that one, make sure that you don't just come over with the wire, because what will happen is you'll flatten all the outside pieces of foliage. So again, we call it the wiggle and the wangle, that way. So kind of like wiggle in between the greenery, that way. Catch it around your bunch. Pull it, that way, nice and tight. And again, just in a different area, just kind of like wiggle through it there again, come in there, catch it around, pull it nice and tight. And if you found, there isn't really with this one, but if you found that there was a spot somewhere that you wanted to kind of, secure it in a little bit more, like it is possible to come over here, just see like this with your wire, and again, wiggle it in and out through your material. And then again, attach or secure an item that you weren't, kind of happy with.
Wiggle and wangle.
Wiggle and wangle, okay? So then what we do is, there's our wire at the back. We cut off our wire. We hook it through either the wires that are cut around it. So whichever is the easiest. So we're going to hope for the best here, and hopefully this will come through. Look at the dirt in my hands. So Deirdre's foliage is obviously very dirty.
Very dirty foliage.
Dirty foliage.
Well, all my trees are like mushrooms now at the moment, because the foliage is off the end of them and I can't reach the top of them for to cut them. I need a big tall man for to come and cut the top of them.
Well, you're thinking of that fella you're married to. He's a big tall fella.
Maria's on. She says she shared it in Roscommon. And there's another Maria over on YouTube, and she says she can't believe, she says she's on holidays and she's able to watch us. She says the joy of technology.
So there is our foliage wreath.
That's gorgeous,
again,
actually.
Nothing there besides the ring. You have to buy the ring, and you obviously have to buy the roll of real wire, okay? But everything else there is out of the garden, and they last for ages. As I said, we can put a little bit of hairspray on it, and that will work on the on the little flare on the red robin, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of I'm seeing if there any
leaf shine.
Yeah, I actually know where it is. I'm going to go off camera just for a second and I'll just grab it.
Okay, somebody else is asking about the link for module 1. If you go onto our website and click...
Smell of that hairspray is absolutely gorgeous,
is it?
It's fabulous. The leaf shine is just to make it shinier, okay? So especially on the red robin and the Cassinotis and the Pittosporum, that way it works brilliant. So there's our leaf shine, just to bring up the shine, and the hairspray is just to stop the red robin flower kind of shedding. And when I use the Cassinotis, I normally put it on that as well. And then if you want to put a ribbon on it, I'm not going to put a bow on it. I don't think it needs a bow.
No, I wouldn't.
What? No,
I wouldn't put a bow,
I wouldn't put a bow on it. But again, like put a hanger on it. So I just kind of find like the organza ribbon, these kind of rolls of organza ribbon. I call that a sick green or a mossy green colour, that way. When you vomit, it's normally that colour.
Stop, Jeanette, Jesus.
So we bring it in around here, kind of tuck it in under some of the foliage. There we go, pull it around. You can have it over the foliage if you prefer. Again, I'm just going to tie a knot, get the two pieces the same length, tie a knot, pull them nice and tight. So there's our string at the back, and then you can use them to hang it onto your knocker, your knobs,
Yeah, your gate.
Your gate, whatever you're going to use, and that's your summer door wreath. Did we decide is it summer or spring?
I think generally they're saying summer with a touch of winter.
Summer with a touch of winter. Oh, so there is your summer with a touch of winter door wreath, and you'll definitely get a good 6 weeks out of that. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'll be back before the 6 weeks anyway to show you a proper summer door wreath, and we'll probably add fresh flowers into our proper summer one.
Somebody was actually asking last night. I think we did answer, but somebody did ask last night about using lilac in it, Jeanette.
Lilac won't last. It doesn't last out of water at all. Now you could use the water vials, and when I'm using fresh flowers, I will use water vials to show you. But certain flowers last great out of water, so by putting the water vial on, it's just an extra little advantage. But normally what happens with the flowers that are hanging on the sides, the water vial is tilted no matter what way you try to do it. And even though you fill the vial up with water, when it's kind of on its side, obviously all the water goes down near the lid, and the very end, which is where the stem of the flower is out of water, so really it's kind of like pointless. And because lilac is a flower, like it's a thirsty flower, it needs lots and lots of water, it's a waste of time. So no, as nice as it is, it's, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know, if you wanted it for it wouldn't even last a day.
No.
If I made it this morning, it'd be wilted by this evening, you know, that way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even get a day out of it. Maybe buy some nice artificial lilac.
Yeah.
I know that defeats the point, but put your fresh lilac in a vase on the table, it'll probably look lovely.
Exactly,
there.
yeah. And give the ends a good cut upwards to
cut
let
upwards,
the water.
or even slit up the stem, you know, that way. And again, that helped the water to go up the stem faster.
Because my lilac is in flower at the moment.
Is it?
It's gorgeous.
You can bring us down the bunch for me.
No, you can feck off.
Feck off. Okay, everyone, listen, thanks for joining in. Don't forget to click share there. Again, comment if you're watching it on the replay. Join in. If anybody has any questions, put them in the comments. And if you didn't watch last night's live class, why didn't you? Where were you? You'll still be able to find it. I think Sinead is pinning it to the top of the page. But if you just scroll down, you'll see the two of us. We're sitting in my kitchen, a glass of wine in front of us. I think we're wearing kind of bluey, flowery dresses or whatever. You'll see us anyway. You can't miss us. And it's an hour long. It was supposed to be a half an hour long. But you know yourself, once I started talking, I didn't shut up. So sit back, enjoy it, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Good luck. See you then.